This is a follow-up to a story I did the day before yesterday, and it has to do with Harry Sisson. Who is Harry? Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to this person, Sarah Fields, whose account is Sarah is Censored on X. She was the one who initially came forward with this story about 11 women who were being played along, sending, imagery, themselves, private images to Harry. I guess Harry has a roster of ladies at his disposal, but it's kind of really upended this person who had a huge following, especially during the 2024 election cycle. For those you don't know, Harry initially started off all hyperactive, telling people why they need to vote for Biden, and support Biden, and was all in for the Democrats and saying how Biden was going to win, how Biden dominates during the debates and town halls, even though we all have saw the same imagery, yet this guy was clearly living in his own reality, unless, you're getting that nice check from some group, maybe, possibly, allegedly, who knows, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. However, there's been a little bit of a twisty twist, a little bit of an update. And I want to be very clear on this because I'm going to be playing a couple of videos, especially one that was banned on TikTok, instantly restricted. Even though I want to be clear on saying this to YouTube and every other social media platform, there is no substance or anything illicit in this video, but yet somehow TikTok dictated that was the case, which it is not the case at all. There's nothing of that. It's only a person talking, 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 talking. But why does this relate to Harry? Well, it's because of his involvement with a person named Camille T. Maroon, who is right now allegedly being accused. I'm going to say this again, allegedly being accused of having inappropriate interactions with somebody who is not of age. I really hate walking around these eggshells, but hey, staying one step ahead of the powers that be, Big Brother's all-seeing eyeball. And the last post we saw from Harry, especially, was on March 19th, which was the same day this story broke about him being a manipulator, allegedly. But this has to deal with his association with this person named Camille. And I think it's important for us also to point out that the white dudes for Harris are also breaking up. Say it ain't so. They're breaking up. The white dudes for Harris are breaking up. The TikTok neoliberal establishment machine that was all in for Joe Biden and then later Kamala Harris, it's ending. It all comes crashing down. And as a great prophet once said on our show, okay, as the great prophet once said,
all lies will be exposed.
And all lies shall be exposed. So again, this isn't about Harry, but it's more of his association with this person named Camille. So without further ado, since I am in charge of these ones and twos, I think it's only fair that we do bring this segment up here. And I want to be very clear again to the powers that be. To the powers that be. There is no substance or anything. It's just this dude talking. And I want to give a huge shout again to Sarah is Censored, who's been posting this, because I think this story is more important. And what does Harry know about his buddy, his pal, Camille? So let's go and play this video, shall we?
All right. So let's talk about Harry's involvement with a man named Camille Maroon and his alleged awareness of inappropriate contact with a 14-year-old autistic boy. Now, I'm not going to come to any conclusions here. I'm not an investigator. I'm not a lawyer, but I just want to give you the information I have to allow you to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. So as of 4 days ago, when all these stories about Harry broke, as of that time, Camille Maroon not only had a social media company that he founded and ran, a company with which Harry worked, but he also had a public LinkedIn that was directly associated with Impulse, which is the company he founded and currently runs, a company that he is no longer listed on, because even though Google shows the archive of him having an account, he has either deleted it or set it to private. Also, as of 4 days ago, he used to have an Instagram. However, that has also been deleted. Now, Camille was very obviously involved deeply with TikTok and TikTok creators. But as of today, he has pretty much vanished from the internet. His entire online presence, which was fully active 4 days ago, is now gone.
And I can confirm that by looking at his social media posts, and anything that had his name or something associated to it has been Thanos out of existence. One can ask Harry, hey, where's your buddy Camille? Where's he at? Where's he at? By the way, TikTok, I am still trying to see, audience, where is the booze? Because that's something that's very interesting, because TikTok did say this video, the screenshots from it, it's like, oh, there was some sort of illicit material. I don't see it. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe there's such thing as invisible substances now. If you guys can see it, hey, great job. Give me the lottery numbers next time.
Now, like I said, I'm not coming to any conclusions on this, but it does seem pretty coincidental that when this information came out about Harry and that girl, I'm not going to give her name, I don't want her to be a target, but she put out information where she knew Camille was up to some shit, and she made Harry aware that Camille was up to some shit. And even though Harry promised he was going to get to the bottom of it and wasn't going to work with him anymore, he not only kept doing that, but she actually has a recording of a death threat she received telling her, stop talking about Camille. Well, that's not something I'm going to do. Because if the information about Harry and Camille wasn't suspicious before, the fact that the day after the information about him broke, he deleted every single bit of his online presence is. So let me be very clear that we are going to get to the bottom of this. We are going to continue to find out the facts here. But I just wanted all of you to be aware of the current situation. And please, feel free to look into it yourself. When it comes to the safety of 14-year-old children, especially those with disabilities, the more eyes, the better.
Now, again, right now, that person, his name, people are asking, goes by the name of Camille Maroon. And right now, amid the ongoing controversy, sorry about that, involving Harry Sisson, his alleged business partner, Camille, has been accused of being a felon by ex-users, especially on March 19th, when all this came crashing down around Harry. Now, there are some sources that are right now saying Camille T. Maroon has been charged with 2 felonies for burglary and criminal damage to religious property after reportedly entering a church illegally. Now, there are some people who are now going out and saying that there is a huge panic involving Harry, and I want to also give a huge shout out to Bad Cookies. Maybe the Democrats betray Harry Sisson, and Candace Owen comes out and defends Harry to gain clout. Again, all this stuff is being exposed. See, what you see on social media, especially with all these influencers who are going to bat for good old Joe Biden and the Democrats, what I'm noticing is that there's a cleaning house kind of moment. Perhaps this is a way for the Democrats to shake off what they've been doing the last 8 years. It's fascinating to see it all crumble around us. People who were once top of the walk are now being pushed aside. Now, perhaps Harry didn't know too much about what his friend was doing or his former partner was doing. But seeing how Camille's social media has been either Thanos or taken down, because let's face it, the internet is quick to smell blood, it is clear to me that there's a little bit more to the story. I want to pull up this video here as well. Let's go and pull this up here, shall we?
I am proudly serving as Chief of Staff for Impulse LLC, working with our amazing team to meet our clients, brand management, crisis management.
Remember that name, Impulse LLC, who is owned by Camille Maroon.
Now, who is Harry again? People are asking in the live stream chat. Harry was one of the top influencers on TikTok promoting Joe Biden and the Democrats during the 2024 election cycle.
Tell you more about him soon, but if you haven't heard about Harry J. Sisson and the allegations from all the women, the worst thing to come out of all this isn't just how he treats women. He has allegedly protected his business partner, Camille Maroon, owner of Impulse LLC, who allegedly groomed a 14-year-old autistic boy through Harry's Discord. So one of the girls that was involved with Harry revealed this information about Camille to Harry, who said that he pretended to be concerned about it all at first. But the 14-year-old who was being groomed by Camille had set everything to Hannah, screenshots and everything. He then informed Hannah about this and said that Harry was still working for Camille, even after he said that he would not anymore. So she confronted Harry again, who then supposedly said it was all a conspiracy she was making up in her own head, while he also asked her to send nudes. Dude, gross. But according to Hannah, Harry tried to stall her from reporting any of it and still remained in a business relationship with Camille, even after being given solid evidence of what went on. Camille's LinkedIn and Instagram are now completely gone.
And I could prove this too, because I actually looked for his Instagram. And it gave me that Coca-Cola classic line, sorry, this page doesn't exist.
As you can see, Harry is pictured at some Democratic events. This is all pretty bad. And yes, all of this is alleged, and this is for entertainment purposes only. But Harry has stayed completely silent on all of these issues at the time of this recording. Is all this going to take him down, or is this going to be swept under the rug? Has Harry been taking all the notes from all the sleazy politicians that he supports? What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Follow, repost.
Now, one other thing, because of all this, there's a breakup. And you know what? Nothing hurts my soul more than a breakup. I mean, come on. These vote blue, no matter who people, we're always so quick to cancel and censor everybody. You see, it's those that scream the loudest who claim, I am an ally. I'm one of the good ones. Trust me. Those are the ones you got to worry about. I've seen them before. Look, hey, always be paranoid. Always keep your heads on a swivel. Always raise an eyebrow when you see somebody say, I'm not a racist. Or when you see somebody who says in their house and they have one of those things like, love is here. All migrants are welcome. There's no hate in this house. Oh, that's a red flag. I mean, those signs look good on paper, but I've been around enough liberals in my life to know. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm. No. No. Because these same virtual signaling bastards who had all the power, all the influence, the algorithm and rhyme protecting them, what happens? Oh, well, it turns out they don't practice what they preach. And so a breakup happened because there are many people who are realizing, uh-oh, Harry knows Camille. We gotta run away. We gotta abandon ship. And white dudes for Harris are breaking up. They're breaking up. Don't break up, guys. Stay together for the family.
Anyways, for the first 866 of you guys, make sure to double tap on that phone screen and share that live and spam that comment section. Listen, I don't even know where to start. You know,
Now, this isn't Harry, but this is one of the white dudes. White dudes, white guys. Kamala Harris.
Before coming on live, kind of like all day, I've kind of been like sitting back thinking about what I want to
Dean Withers. That's his name.
say in response to Harry and Chris, because I'm sure that you guys have all heard about that. I mean, it's been like the #1 story on Twitter for the last 30 hours straight. A couple news sources even picked it up. And I've been so mentally distressed for like the last day or two. And like even just the term mentally distressed, I don't even think correctly represents, you know, the journey to hell and back, just, you know, fighting through so many different dynamics, etc. And I think what I want to leave you guys with is I'm not friends with Chris and Harry.
What? Excuse me, sir. Sir.
I'm not friends with Chris and Harry.
Wait. There you are. Harris Waltz. You lying liar. Oh, you lying piece of shite. You knew. And you know that we know.
All lies will be exposed.
As they should. As they should. What do you know? What do you know, you piece of shite?
And that's it. You know, there's so many thoughts that I have in my head. So many thoughts. So many thoughts. And I don't think right now I'm even in a place where I can adequately give you guys those thoughts in a way that makes sense. So I think for right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not friends with Chris and Harry. And I think as time goes on and I'm able to gather my thoughts and present them to you guys in a way in which makes sense, we could do that. But honestly, right now, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm defeated.
Uh-huh.
And I've gone through so many emotions in the last 2 days. But for the 2.2 thousand people in here, I appreciate you guys for being in here. Make sure that you are double tapping away on that phone screen.
Yes, of course, because double tap on the phone screen. Why is this important? Because it's showing the liberal, especially the Democrat machine that was established not only in 2024, but the 8 years building up to it. You see, these were the same people who were quick to dismiss any kind of criticism against the Democrats. But of course, this is the all too familiar system that we see in which politicians, social media platforms, promote individuals of influence. And the thing is, this is where you need to have your critical thinking skills on. This is where you need to sift through the BS. Because unfortunately, the problem with social media is the era of clout, the era of the influencer, the era of somebody who controls everything. And yet everybody forgets to look into, well, wait, how did they rise to prominence? And what's happening behind the scenes? That's the thing people need to remember. That's the thing that people need to know about. That's the thing that people need to be informed and educated about, especially when it comes down to people like Harry. Now, Harry's situation altogether, with those 11 women coming forward, the blowback from that, we will see. Is Harry cooked from this? Well, I think he's in the beginning stages of being cooked, in my opinion. However, what's important is that he, as a person, had some relations, depending on how tight they were as friends, with this guy named Camille. And these allegations that are coming forward need to be addressed. But when you delete your social medias, that raises an eyebrow here and there. They're all friends. Remember, in that tight-knit circle, I remember the DNC convention. I remember Chicago. And I remember how all those vote blue, no matter who people were there deep inside the United Center. They all know each other. They all know each other. They know each other's little secrets. They're friends or associates who know each other. All lies shall be exposed, even in 2025.